Hi, welcome back to the Blessed Hope channel. Today we're going to cover something that is a little bit controversial and confusing. And I'm hoping that by talking about this, we can clear some of this up. I'd like to give a biblical view of UFOs, UAPs, how it's connected with the Nephilim, and how we should not let this affect our faith at all. If you like this content, this video, please like it, comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel. So let's talk about Ephesians 6:12, which says, "For the struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Now that's a pretty heavy verse, but what it's telling us is there are two realms. We have a dark realm and a light realm. The spiritual realm, which is the kingdom of light, and the dark realm, which is the kingdom of darkness. And just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. It is there. And most of us wrestle with spiritual attacks these days. And do you ever sit and think, where does that come from? It comes from the realm of darkness, the evil, the wickedness. And I'd like to talk about these UFOs. Now, we've all heard on the news, our president has been slowly dripping videos of UAPs, UFOs in our skies. Most of it so far is stuff that we've seen throughout our lifetime. But we understand the disclosure, the real meat of it, it's still to come. And today, Steven Spielberg is releasing his movie Disclosure Day. And I heard him say or imply in a video that this movie may cause Christians to question their faith. And that's another reason I want to talk about this. These things, these ships or what have you that we see in the sky are not coming from outer space. There's absolutely no documentation showing any of these UFOs coming down through the universe, breaking into our atmosphere and flying around. We see them in our skies, but we question, well, how did they get there? And the military has many documented much documented video on seeing these things coming out of our oceans, out of our waters. So question, could the dark realm be under our waters? Because we know 90% of our waters are undiscovered. So just keep your minds open, and I'm going to show you a biblical view of these, and you can form your own opinion, but I'm going to go with what God says. So let's take a look at Genesis 6. And I probably should have marked these, but me being me, I did not. We'll get a little Bible flip through here as I'm trying to find the pages. We read in Genesis 6 about fallen angels. And I'm in Exodus. Hang on a minute. We read about the fallen angels coming down from heaven, seeing the earth women, thinking that they were beautiful. So they knew them. took them as wives. And because of that, we have, okay, put it this way, they produce Nephilim, which were giants, but let me read it to you here. If I can find it, I so apologize for this. Okay. Let's read about this. When human beings began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them that they chose. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I've made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, so keep in mind, angels are immortal beings, and they met with a mortal being and created a half immortal and half moral children called the Nephilim. They were giants, 6 fingers, 6 toes, and they became very evil. And they were consuming the animals and everything in sight, including they were eating human beings. So when God sent the flood, you know, the Nephilim, their physical bodies were destroyed, but their spirits were not destroyed. And the fallen angels were sent into the pit. But the spirit of the Nephilim still roams. And I think that's where we get a lot of our spiritual warfare and our spiritual attacks. Job also talks about another group of fallen angels that had come down. So we've got all these evil spirits roaming around the world. And they have to be somewhere. So are they down below the ocean? Question to ask. And let's go to Colossians 1:13 and see what that says. And oh, why in the world did I not mark these? Good grief. Okay, Colossians 1:13. For he had rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sin. Now, this talks about the dominion or kingdom of darkness. So we know that it exists because the Bible tells us it exists. Let's take a look at Matthew 8:13. Then Jesus said to the centurion, go, let it be done, just as you believed it would, and his servant was healed at that moment. I'm sorry, 8:12. Yeah, this is what I get for not marking stuff up. I'm sorry about this. I told you my videos are real and raw. I meant to say, but the subject of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And that's where these demons are. These fallen angels The spirits of the Nephilim, they're down below, and they're evil, and they hate us, and they hate the Lord. And they want nothing to do but to hurt us. And some people say, well, they haven't hurt us so far. Really? How many people have talked about being abducted and the awful experiments and pain that they put on these people? Then they implant them with some kind of a, I don't know, a chip, for lack of a better word, so they can track them. Is that connected with the mark of the beast? I'm not sure. This is to ponder. Now we're, oh, brother. Okay, now I've lost 2 Peter. 2 Peter 2:4 tells us, whoever says, I know him, but does not do what he commands is a liar, and the truth is not in that person. Well, we don't want to be liars. We do want the truth. We want the absolute truth. That's, the truth is in the Bible, and only the Bible. For if God did not spare angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in chains of darkness, to be held for judgment, if he did not spare the ancient world when he brought the flood on its ungodly people, but protected Noah, a preacher of righteousness, and he protected 7 others. If he condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah by burning them to ashes, and made them example of what is going to happen to the ungodly and the lawless. So there's a place. There's a dark realm. There's a heavenly realm, and there's a dark realm. And these things flying around the air, and the disclosure that they're giving us, they're demons. Make no mistake about that. They are spirits of the Nephilim and the fallen angels. And, you know, this is mentioned in Enoch, mentioned in Jude 1:13 also. Don't let what is going on in the media lessen your faith at all. Stay strong. Stay focused on Jesus. He is our truth. He is our light. He is the one that came down from heaven and suffered and died on the cross for us. Remember that when you start thinking, you know, about all these spirits and UFOs and UAPs. Don't let it get to you. And know what they are. Keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel. And above all, stay focused on the Lord. I hope this helped give you a biblical view of what these things are. And excuse the noise outside. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Have an absolute wonderful day.